Okay, so in this video we're going to solve and graph an inequality in two variables, 2x squared plus 4x minus 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by graphing it, just like we normally would. So start by finding our vertex, okay, and we're going to do the negative b over 2a to find the x part of my vertex, which in this case is negative 4 over 4, negative 1. And as we've graphed parabolas in the past, x, y, negative 1 is going to go in the center of my table, and I'm just going to pick some other points around negative 1. So, for example, 1, 0, negative 2, negative 3. Okay. To find the y's, I'm just going to take each x and plug it into my calculator, in for x, and see what I get. Okay. So that's going to give me negative 3. Plug in 0, give me negative 1. Plug in 1, that'll give me 5. If I plug in negative 2, give me negative 1 again, and if I plug in negative 3, that'll give me 5 again. Okay, so now over on the side, I'm going to make my x and y coordinate plane, plot my points 1 over 5 up, 0 over negative 1, negative 1, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, and negative 3, 5. Okay, now I'm going to connect those 5 points with a solid line, and I know that it's going to be a solid line because it's greater or equal to. If it were greater without the equal to, then I would use a dash line. But in this case, I know it's a solid line. Okay. Now I'm going to pick my test point to determine where to shade, because this is an inequality, right? So the test point that I'm going to always pick, if I can, is going to be 0, 0. And I can always pick it as long as it is not a part of the parabola. I'm going to plug 0 in for y, plug 0 in for x. I'll get 0 is greater than or equal to negative 1. Okay, that is a true statement. So 0, 0 should be shaded. So in other words, everything inside this parabola should be shaded. Okay, and when we're shading these, it's either inside or it's outside. So inside, obviously, outside would be everything around the parabola. Okay, so let's try another one. Now in this example, just to change things up again, I'm going to make it in vertex form. So y is less than negative x plus 4 squared plus 5. Okay, it's in vertex form, actually much easier, because just by looking at the equation, I know my vertex is negative 4, 5. Okay, I'll pick some other points around negative 4, just like I normally do. I will plug them into my calculator to find out what the y's are. Alright, I'll go to my x and y plane, coordinate plane. I'll plot my points. It's negative 2, 1, negative 3, 4, negative 4, ooh, 5, went right back into the problem. Oops. 5 there, negative 5, 4, and negative 6, 1. Oh man, you know what, I'm just going to regraph that down here. I got 2 thrown off when I hopped on top of my inequality to begin with. So negative 2, 1, negative 3, 4, negative 4, 5, negative 5, 4, and negative 6, 1. That's much better. Okay, I'll connect those points with a dash sign, and the reason that I'm connecting these with a dash sign is because looking back at the inequality, it's just a less than. Okay, I'm going to check my test point of 0, 0 again. So 0 is less than negative 0 plus 4 squared plus 5. 0 is less than negative 16 plus 5. 0 is less than negative 11. 0 is not less than negative 11. So I'm not shading there. Instead, I'm shading in the inside once again. So that's how we graph quadratics in two variables.